Welcome to helpyourmath.com. In today's video we'll be solving this problem of a direct proportion. Now here the problem states Michael walks 15 miles in 3 3/4 hours. How far will he walk in 2 hours? Now the key words here to identify for our direct proportion are the quantities and similar terms. So here we have hours and hours. And we also have the 15 miles, which represent a distance, and the question of how far he will walk, which is also the unknown, the x value. Now the key word here is in for both problems, which represent division. And so 15 miles in 3 3/4 hours will be our first fraction. So we're going to have 15 divided by 3 3/4 hours. And this is in miles, and this is in hours. This is going to be equivalent to the second one, which our variable of the unknown is the x, and this is x miles, and this is in 2 hours. Now for the direct proportion, we just only care for these numbers, the values, not the terms. However, our solution is going to be in miles. So let's just make a note of that before we begin any other problem. So now let's rewrite everything we have so we could set up our problem. It's going to be 15 and 3 3/4 is equivalent to x over 2. Now there's two ways to solve this. Some of you may be using calculators and some may not be using calculators. I'll first do this using improper fractions for those of you not using calculators. So to do this with improper fractions, what we're going to do is we're going to take what we have, and first, as we see this is the improper fraction, we're going to convert this, mixed number, we're going to convert the mixed number to the improper fraction for the improper fraction technique. So we're multiplying the denominator with the whole number, 4 times 3 plus the 3. This 3 up here is from the numerator, and this is coming from the whole number. We're multiplying all of this, these two, and adding this, and we're dividing by the same 4 down here. So we get 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 3 over 4 gives us 15 over 4. So this is our 3 3/4. Once we have this conversion, it makes the problem a lot easier. So we're going to have 15 divided by 15 over 4 is equivalent to x over 2. To solve the rest of this, what we're going to do is cross multiply and use basic algebra to solve the rest. So we have 15 times 2. We're going to set that equivalent to the 15 over 4 times x. So let's keep the variable on the left. We have 15 over 4 times x is equivalent to 15 times 2. This becomes a 30, so we have 15 over 4 x's are equivalent to 30. Now to solve for the x, all we have to do is multiply both sides by the reciprocal fraction that is the coefficient of the x. So here we're multiplying both sides by 4 over 15. These two will reduce to 1 as well as these two. So we have the solution for x is equivalent to 30 times 4 divided by 15. So we can either just multiply these two tops and get 120, or reduce the fractions as we're doing this. 30 divided by 15 is 2, which makes the solution for this a lot easier. 120 divided by 15 would be the same product of 8. And our solution for this problem would be 8 miles. Now if you're using a calculator, it gets a little easier to do this because we'll just compute this with a calculator. And using a calculator, 3 3/4 will give us 3.75. So this would be the value we insert into the direct proportion here. So moving on from this, what we're going to get is 15 over 3.75 is equivalent to x over 2. We're going to cross multiply again, keep the x with this multiplier on the left, 3.75 x's is equivalent to the product of 15 and 2, which is 30. And now we're dividing both sides by 3.75. And when dividing here, these reduce to 1, so we get our solution for x is also 8. Thank you.